Yes guys, what's going on? It's your boy Kash, Kream. Welcome to vlog 17. Now you're probably wondering where we are. This is Car Connoisseur guys in Hainault. We are now operating out the back of this showroom. These guys sell all sorts of prestige and performance vehicles here. And at the back of the showroom we have got a dedicated PPF bay, vehicle wrapping, ceramic coat, detailing, all of that is all going on here at the back of the showroom, along with buying and selling some of the high-end vehicles that we also sell. All of the bodywork and builds that we'll be carrying out are all done next door in the body shop. But let me show you around so you can see what's going on here. Of course, you can see the Aventador that we recently finished. Funny story this, because this recently went to have some coding work done. Obviously, as you know, the car's had an SVJ conversion. So it's got a full body kit supplied by ourselves and fitted and painted by yours truly. But because it has a fixed position spoiler, guys, this car had to have the motor for the original spoiler, which moves as you reach 70 miles an hour, I believe, and that had to be disconnected. So we unplugged it because the SVJ, as you know, has a fixed position spoiler. It doesn't go up and down as you increase speed. So we unplugged it, and obviously that threw on the dash light. We went to go see an expert in the game to have that coded out. As far as I knew, there were resistors or modules available for these sort of things, and the client wanted it done. But the client wanted the car back for a wedding that it was booked out for. So he then took it upon himself to take it along to this supercar technician, who charged him a small fortune to remove the light on the dashboard and spend hours and hours coding it out, calibrating, all that sort of stuff. But in fact, all he did was this, which we could have done. If you look down here, this is the big motor, right? This here controls the spoiler, as you can see. Look, that goes, that's connected to that, right? You see that? So here's the main plug, which is connected at the moment. What we did was we disconnected it, we left it like that for the time being, to obviously come back to it and sort it out another day. But what this gentleman did, he literally, if you look here, this is the arm. This here is the arm, okay? That is part of the motor, and it's been disconnected from here, this bar and that bar, which obviously rotate, as I showed you earlier. And this bar has just been disconnected and left hanging, right? That's the coding that took place. That's what costs a small fortune to do. Anyone could have done that. We could have done that, but obviously we like to do things properly, hence why we never offered that as a solution. It is a solution, it works. You know, at 70 miles an hour, the car will think the spoiler's going up as an active spoiler, but in fact it's not going up because the arm's disconnected. The motor will just be moving. But there you go. But in doing so, the tech didn't get in touch with us, didn't speak to us, didn't say, Kash, can you assist us in how you fitted this rear spoiler panel, which we would have obviously kindly have assisted him. But he took it upon himself to try and figure out, and what he did was he plugged that back in, raised the spoiler, and he cracked it absolutely everywhere. Hence why the spoiler panel is now off, and we've had to repair and paint it again. There you go. So do your due diligence, guys, when you are trying to find a garage or a business or a company to work on your vehicle. I'm trying to pick my words carefully, as you can tell. But yeah, look, there you go. This is what happens, and it's come back to us, and obviously we've sorted it. This is obviously the latest build, the Audi R8 that we've recently just finished. The car in its entirety has now been completely finished and built. The customer's had it back, and he's been absolutely blown away by the car. He got it back just in time for his son's wedding, which was really nice. We're now in the middle of giving the car a final detail all round, and we are PPFing it, which is paint protection film. We are using Steck, in our opinion. It's one of the best in the market. We get on very well with it. It's got very high content gloss factors. It's got very limited peel, as opposed to some of the leading manufacturers out there. But look, we can PPF your car in anything you want. If you want any of the top brands, Expel or whatever, you know, we can do that. It's not a problem. Anyway, come around. You can see Andrew's going around just prepping the car, getting ready. This is our lovely assistant, Andrew. Good, hello.
Hello.
The carbon side skirts, lower side skirt extensions that we fitted. It's our own product. They've been removed, so they can be done separately. Obviously, it's all going to be clean. And we're going to get on and start PPFing this car today. Again, this is a bespoke job. So all the custom panels will be hand laid, will be bulk fitted. Bulk as in bulk fit, bulk, B-U-L-K, not bulk. Right, so let's talk about this Ferrari 488. Many of you may already recognize it. It's my own Ferrari 488 that's been fully customized with our full carbon fiber edition Kream body kit. It's got PPF smoked headlights. It's got our rims on the car. It's got airless suspension, our carbon rear spoiler. It's got a 21-piece carbon fiber kit on the car. This car looks absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. And I'm a little bit gutted that I actually sold it. But however, nonetheless, why is the car here? So we got a call from the client, and he was reporting that the car had some ignition issues. He couldn't get no power, no matter what he did. He couldn't get no power to the dashboard, so there was no lights whatsoever. Couldn't obviously fire the car up. The car was slammed on its airbags, as you can see now. It's the same. So it was fully aired out, and it was in his driveway, stuck behind a wall, which required the bags to be obviously filled up so he could raise the car, and it required the car to also have ignition and power to start the car and move it out because it was really tight behind this brick wall for safety, but in his driveway, yeah? So anyway, long story short, I asked him the basic questions. Have you changed the batteries and the remotes? He said, yes, I have. I said, have you checked the battery in the car? And he said, I've actually replaced the battery in the car with a brand new one. I said, right, and actually, still nothing. He said, yep, still nothing. So we've gone out to the car. We took it upon ourselves. I mean, we do that with our clients. We always try and do our best to try and help and support our clients, especially when it's our builds. If it wasn't our build, maybe it was a different story. I probably would have said to the guy, look, just get on a truck, get it to us. But in this particular instance, because it was our build, with our airlift suspension fitted, we know how to obviously get around that. We know how to put air in the bags if the car's completely dead with no power. So we manually filled the bags up. We manually put the car in neutral, because obviously it was stuck in park. And we manually took the handbrake off, sorry, so the car could move. We got it into position. We've gone out there, checked a few things that he was reported to us. We checked it all, and as we investigated the car, as much as we could on his driveway, we couldn't really find a way to get the ignition going. So we wanted the car to come back to our workshop. However, the keys were with another technician who came out to look at the car. This is where the story gets interesting, because the customer did get a reputable tech to come out and look at the car, and they did so. Battery was replaced, but after spending a certain amount of time with the car, he couldn't fix the problem. So that tech had advised that the vehicle had needed to go to their workshop, but the client smelt a rat, and he called me up and said, look, I'm not too sure, but this is what's going on. My car was fine before, but now the battery's flat. It's all of a sudden having all these issues where it could potentially cost me a lot of money, because I'm being told that the key's lost its the car's lost its recognition with the key and all that sort of stuff, and these things can generally cost a lot of money. So I said, fine, no problem, we'll come and have a look at the car. But again, as I said, we couldn't get the ignition to turn on. After doing some basic checks on the car, we did advise bring the car back to us, let's have a look, and we got to work. When the car was delivered to us, we literally took the battery out, went around and looked in the area around the battery, and lo and behold, we did find a couple of cables where you could see foul play was at large. One of the cables had a pin, so if you look at plugs, they generally have wires going into a plug, and then there's pins, okay? One of the pins were deliberately pulled out, and that would directly interfere with the car's ignition, and then tucked away quite neatly out of the way. And this was done by someone's hand. It wasn't just a cable that was just by mistake left there, it was tucked away out the way, and that was the power source for the car's ignition. That was disconnected, so we connected that back on. And also in the center armrest of the car, which actually, you know what, I'll show you. As I explained here, there's the battery, and that's where the cables were tampered with. That was sorted, but you see, this is the center console, and this is where you put your key to rest it. Underneath this little section here, you've got like a transponder type unit, which is it's basically a key reader. And when your batteries in your key, for instance, go flat, you can tap your key here, and it will pick the key up and allow you to start. That was deliberately unplugged, and the only way to do that is by lifting all of this up and unplugging it. So this person who came out to look at the car went to some lengths to make sure this guy wouldn't easily start this car. So we plugged that back in, and would you know, the car fired straight up. So yeah, after messing around, spending a few hours, a couple of hours if you like, on diagnostics and driving out to see the client, it didn't cost him a lot of money at all. Literally, we had to put a couple of cables back, plug that back in, and give the car back to the client. And he's obviously happy as Larry. So it's a lesson to be learned, guys. always do your due diligence. Fuck, I can't see that mother word. Always do your due diligence. Let me say that again. So always do your due diligence, guys. So it's very important. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. Now, fuck off. Guys, so let's show you around the body shop where all the builds take place, all the repairs and fabrication. Check it out. So one of the biggest projects that we're actually working on, as you've seen on our social media, is this Lambo. So the framework has now all been done. It's all in, all welded, and Chris has now started the process of rebuilding the back end up. The tanks have gone in, so that's the fuel tanks. They've been refitted. He's now working on the suspension and all of the associated wiring, trims, pipe work, all of that's going in, and then we could get the engine in. Once that's in, then we could then look at obviously fitting the quarters back on, the body work, and then getting the car into body with paint. Here's the rear trim I was talking about earlier for the Lamborghini SVJ converted car. This is the rear panel that was damaged. It had a crack right along there, which we repaired, and the evidence all underneath, which obviously you won't see now because we repaired it, was all along the bottom side, where the spoiler, as I said, these are fixed position spoilers. They're not supposed to be raised. They're not active. The SVJ has a fixed position spoiler, and the Aventador S has an active spoiler, which goes up and down when you reach 70 miles an hour. So what happened was, when he plugged it back in, this is the technician I'm talking about. When he plugged it back in, he lifted the spoiler so like that, and it's gone and basically hit all the framework underneath and cracked it. And that caused it to flex, that caused it to crack that, and even the carbon spoiler that sits here, which is not fitted at the moment, that flexed and cracked too, but that's been repaired too now. So there you go, that's all done. It's all been flat and polished and painted. Lovely job. Then we've got this big restoration on a BMW 840i. So you'll see in the build video where Dave's cut all of this out. This is all rotten before. That's all now being redone, re-welded. It's nice now. You're going to start the filler work process. If you come around this side, I'll show you the roof. It's a triple skin roof, which is absolutely rotten. Dave's cut that out, and he's still having a play and figuring out how much of it's going to cut out, how much is going to leave, and how much is going to roll back in, and all the rest of it. So you can see that big section where it's come out, and the rust has penetrated right through into all the skins. And it's absolutely basically rotten, but most of it's out now, that's a good thing. The rest of the car ain't so bad. When the car's done, it's going to look absolutely epic, because this car is also going on airlift. So not only has it got airlift, it's got wheels, brand new paint job, full resto. The car's going to be looking really nice and stuff. So there you have it, guys, loads going on at the Kream Developments Workshop. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.